Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we all know that President Trump is growing increasingly frustrated with Senate RINOs who are failing to pass the Save America Act. And President Trump was asked about this in the Oval Office yesterday, where he started dropping names. He started calling out each and every one of these RINOs who are failing and not supporting the Save America Act. And I think it's about time, because it's been months since the Save America Act has been in the Senate and nothing is happening. And now we have RINO Tom Tillis coming out and saying that the Save America Act will never be passed. Let us get into it by starting with this video of President Trump, where he was asked about these RINOs, about the Senate, and then he started dropping names. Play clip.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. You were posting about how important it is to get the Save America Act passed. Who do you see as the biggest hurdle to getting this across the finish line?
Well, it's held up in the Senate. And frankly, if you terminated the filibuster, you just need 50 votes, and we have 53. And then you have JD. So the Democrats are going to terminate the filibuster. But if you did reconciliation, you could do it with 50 votes. I mean, the best would be to terminate the filibuster, but for some reason, but you have the same basic people. But even Rand Paul is in favor of the Save America Act, if you can believe it. Think of it. Rand Paul is strongly in favor. He's fighting for it. So that's good news. But you would have Lisa Murkowski, always against things like this. Nobody knows why. I think I know why. But you have Lisa Murkowski, you have Susan Collins, you have Tillis is against, and he's not in office because of me, so he holds me, because I wouldn't endorse him. I think you have Senator Cassidy against it too.
I think he supports it this time.
And I think you have Mitch McConnell against it too. Mitch McConnell,
Are there any
who's very
Democrats
disloyal to
who
John
change their
Thune.
mind?
John Thune was a very good person for him. I mean, he was a very loyal person, and Mitch McConnell's against him almost all the time because he's angry, I guess, probably at me.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
That was President Trump in the Oval Office, where he was asked about the Senate Republicans who aren't supporting the Save America Act. And he went on to name a few names, where you had Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, Susan Collins from Maine, Tom Tillis from Florida, Bill Cassidy from Louisiana, I believe, and Mitch McConnell from Kentucky. So these are the senators, the RINOs that President Trump name dropped, that aren't supporting the Save America Act. And I'm not surprised, because these are the senators who typically vote against President Trump. And some of them, they were defeated by President Trump in their primaries, like Bill Cassidy and Tom Tillis. He wanted the president's endorsement and he did not get it. And here we have a video of President Trump going in on Lisa Murkowski even more. Play clip.
But when I look at the Save America Act, it's about saving America. And I'd like to have the Save America Act added on. That's probably not going to happen because we have 4 Republican senators, maybe 5, that just won't vote for it. It's crazy. Somebody ought to, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska. Nobody's done more for Alaska than me. She's Trump deranged, what can I tell you? But those 4 or 5 people that I mentioned should vote. How do you vote against Save America? How do you vote against it? How do you vote against voter identification or proof of citizenship? The only people that would vote against that are people that are going to cheat in an election.
This is the reason why a lot of folks, a lot of Americans don't trust anyone in Washington. Because if you think about it, a majority of Americans, they want voter ID. A majority of Americans want Americans to show proof of citizenship while they're voting or before they vote. And you're talking about these politicians in Washington. What are they doing to pass the Save America Act? Nothing at all. Both Republicans and Democrats as well. Because we all know the Democrats, they're not going to vote for this bill. So it's on the Republicans at this point, because at the end of the day, they're the ones in power. They hold the House. Fortunately, the House passed that bill, the Save America Act. They hold the Senate. The Senate isn't doing anything. And they have the White House as well. President Donald Trump is in the White House, and he's doing everything that he can to get the Senate to pass this bill. But the Senate isn't working, and the Senate is lagging behind. And here we have President Trump calling out John Thune, because at the end of the day, he's the leader, he's a Republican leader, the majority leader, and he isn't doing anything as the leader of the Senate. Play clip.
The parliamentarian What were you asking about, Paul?
Yeah, have you talked with Thune about?
I have. No, I can't imagine why you'd keep a woman that was put there by Harry Reid and Barack Hussein Obama. I cannot understand it. The leader has the right to fire the person at will and put somebody else there. That would be, because we get so many negative rulings from her, the parliamentarian. She's been there for years, and she was put there by Harry Reid and Barack Hussein Obama. Harry Reid was a bad guy, and he was the leader, and he put her. And the speaker has the right to immediately fire her and put somebody else there. And it's not even believable that she's still there.
That was President Trump calling out John Thune, the majority leader in the Senate, because there's this parliamentarian that's been in place since 2012. And this parliamentarian was installed by Barack Obama and some guy named Reid. And essentially what this parliamentarian, her purpose is to advise the Senate on rules, what qualifies for reconciliation, what qualifies for a simple majority versus the 60-vote rule. And this individual, the parliamentarian, they ruled so much against Republican and the Republican agenda. And President Trump thinks John Thune should fire this parliamentarian because John Thune has the power to do that. But like everything else, John Thune isn't working for the American people, which is why President Trump is at a point where he's just frustrated with all these RINOs in the Senate. And we have Democrats continuing to lie about the Save America Act. And here we have a video over at MSN Now where you had this senator that went on MSNBC, Senator Duckworth, went on MSNBC or MS Now to lie about the Save America Act. Play clip.
If you have a different name on your birth certificate than is on your driver's license, you cannot vote. And so for the 69 million American women who took their husbands' names, you cannot vote. That birth certificate is not valid. By the way, military IDs will not be valid for you to be able to vote. Neither will your real ID. You know, all that time we all went back and got that new real ID with the star on it.
$45 at the airport now if you don't have it.
Yeah, well, you know what? That doesn't qualify anymore. So you have to go in with a passport that matches your current ID. And you know how hard it is to get a passport? I mean, number one, it's expensive. And number two, there's such a backlog in the State Department. Some people are waiting 3 months, 6 months to get a passport.
That was Senator Duckworth from Illinois. And I think it takes a special character to be a politician, especially a Democrat. For you to sit there and just lie, blatantly lie like that, it takes a special type of person. Because what she's saying that married women won't be able to vote, which is simply false. It is simply false. There are provisions in the Save America Act that allows everyone to vote as long as you're an American citizen and you can prove that you were born in this country or that you can prove that you are a citizen, you will be able to vote. And Democrats aren't the only ones who's essentially against this bill, because remember, we have some RINOs out there, and here we have Tom Tillis on the Save America Act, and I think it'll shock you what this guy had to say. Play clip.
What's your objection with the Save America Act?
It's quite simple. It's a math problem. We simply don't have the votes, and the Save America Act will not be implemented in time for this election. Anybody that knows anything about election law understands that, and the reason I do is I passed voter ID when I was Speaker of the House. And if anybody thinks that you're going to implement something as expansive as the SAVE Act in 2 months, see, everybody's talking about November, right? Okay, that's 5 months away. But people will be doing some early voting. People will have to deal with registrations. Does any rational person who's ever had any experience with implementing election law really think that it's possible to have all that in place in time for this election and not be disruptive? And incidentally, it's an unfunded mandate that has $0 for implementation. So I would ask anybody who actually understands how to pass laws, implement them, and have them in place at the level that they need to be to ensure the integrity of elections, how absurd is it to think that could be done by November?
That was Tom Tillis, Senator Tom Tillis. I believe he's from Florida. He's one of the senators from Florida, and he was asked about the Save America Act, and he thinks that it cannot be done. And the reason that he's giving is that the Save America Act will not be in effect for this November's midterms. But the thing is, the Save America Act isn't only for this coming election in November. It's for future elections as well. We're talking about 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 20 years from now. This bill is to literally secure each and every election moving forward. It's not just for this coming midterms in November. So I don't understand what he's saying. And that brings us to the end of this video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below in regards to all these senators, RINOs that President Trump called out. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.